right. Well, welcome everyone. Hello, and welcome to the first International House virtual Salon Sunday, a kind of salon night in the virtual air. And it's so wonderful to see all of you here. It's so many familiar faces, so many new faces for me, and so many International House enthusiasts. And today we will have a wonderful lineup of musicians who will, some of them will perform live for you, some of them will, we will just show their video. If you could, after each video or performance, unmute yourself, clap, give us a big applause to support the brave ones to try this new format. That would be great. And then mute yourself back so we can move on to the next performer. At the end of the event, I think we could, if we have a few minutes, we could all stay and chat a little bit more. But right now, I think I'd like to start with the first performance because we want to get to the music as soon as possible. Just wanted to say thank you to the International House, John Wells, and the Programs Office who've agreed to start this, to do this. This is like a little dream come true to bring you all together in this new way. And thanks to the pandemic, silver lining is that we can now reach so many new people, so many people from around the world all at once. And have one big event to celebrate iHouse creativity. So our first performer today will be Vlada Vassilieva from joining us from Mexico. So Vlada, if you'd like to say a few words before I play the video, introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation. And I'm very, very happy to see so many familiar faces, so many people I personally like and esteem so much, wonderful musicians. And it's been 10 years, slightly over 10 years that we've been in different countries, but you still look great. And I am sure you sound great. And I'm so much looking forward to hearing all of your performances. And well, iHouse was a great experience for me. I still cherish every memory, and it's so great to be back here. I think I will say in the video a little bit about the piece I'm going to play. It's one of the most amiable and optimistic pieces by Ludwig van Beethoven, who, as you probably know, turned 250 years old last year, and we couldn't celebrate properly because the pandemic. But we have the rest of our lives to do it, so let's hear some of his music.
All right, thank you, Vlada. And now, if you bear with me for a moment, I will show you the video.
Dear iHouse residents, I am happy to greet you from Colima, Mexico. Like you, I lived at iHouse in 2008 for 2 years while I did my master's at Mannes College of Music. It was a wonderful time for me there, and I dearly miss all my friends. Back then, we had a wonderful tradition, the Salon Nights, a place and a time when we could perform for our friends our most beloved pieces of music. Today I am going to play, especially for you, Beethoven's Andante in F major. Ludwig van Beethoven is one of the greatest composers of all time and a personal favorite of mine. Last year, in 2020, we kind of celebrated his 250th anniversary. But as we all know, the circumstances prevented us from celebrating properly. But we have the rest of our lives to enjoy and to play his music. This is one of his most optimistic pieces, even called in Italian Andante Favori, or favorite Andante.
you. Thank you, Vlada. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Vlada. And now let's move on to our next performer, which is going to be Pavlina Horakova. And Pavlina has from her for you. And Pavlina, maybe you can say a little bit about yourself and the piece and what you'd like us to think about when we listen to it.
Hi, everyone. I'm saying hello to you from Prague. As probably everyone, is dealing with COVID, not being able to perform, and I actually had COVID just 3 weeks ago. So this is me first time singing after that. So we'll see how that's gonna go. I am hoping for the best. I was at iHouse from 2008 till 2011. And I gotta say that when we first started and I started to see some familiar faces, I almost had tears in my eyes. It's just so beautiful. So thank you, Javor, for organizing this. Thank you, iHouse, for bringing us back together like this, because we all are in different places in the world, and this is the wonderful silver lining of everything that has been happening in the world. About the piece, I'm singing a song called Ach není tu není from Antonín Dvořák, our Czech composer, that is based on folk song with the same name. It means there is nothing to consolate me, but it is not negative. It is just a typical Czech way of looking at things. That's how we do things. It's a song about a young girl who is just upset with her parents because they want her to marry a widower, and she thinks he has just half of a heart and she deserves better and wants to probably marry someone who's not good for her according to her parents. I feel like that during this time we all started to kind of go back to our roots, at least I did. And so that's why I chose a folk song as something that I grew up with, that I was, that's how I learned singing, to sing those songs. And before I sing this song for you, which Javor so graciously recorded the track for, so thank you for that too, that I can have actually accompaniment. He based this on a song that is actually well known here in Czech Republic, and the melody is quite different from what he decided to put in his variation of this. So the song goes like this. Ach, není tu není, co by mě těšilo, ach, není tu není, co mě těší, co mě těšívalo, vodou uplynulo, ach, není tu není, co mě těší. And I know you don't understand the words, but when she sings it, it's kind of like, well, there's nothing to consolate me, it sucks, but whatever. And she's kind of above it. But as you will see, he took it on a more serious note and more dramatic. But he was a man, so maybe that's how he saw it. She's a girl, maybe she's more above it. We'll see. I'll let this, for you to decide. All right, so I'm gonna step in the back. I dressed up for you too. I'm gonna move my chair. Okay. Yeah, okay, all right. My track is on my phone here. Okay, I hope everything is turned on. Yes.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Pavlina, and thank you for doing this kind of experimental stuff where I recorded the accompaniment and Pavlina was singing along to it. That is much harder, you know. When you play live, you both react to each other and you can listen to each other and adapt. But now this is, you know, tyranny of the pianist. The singer has to go with whatever the recording does. Sadly, it's not possible yet to really do you know, live performances over Zoom. There's always going to be some sort of latency in the signal, no matter how good the technology is, unless we, you know, break the barrier of light speed one day, which of course is theoretically not possible. So anyway, thank you, Pavlina, and that was so beautiful. And now we're going to go to our next performer, which is Bryan Wagorn. Bryan, could you please tell us?
Yay, thank you. Oh, Pavlina Javor, that was so beautiful. Thank you. Pavlina was my Czech coach. You got me through Rusalka, Pavlina. So thank you. Yeah, I also felt very emotional seeing everyone on the screen and getting to see all of you. Some of the greatest people I've ever met in my life have been iHouse friends. So thank you all so much, and I'm glad we can connect. Thank you, Javor, for putting this on. And what I wanted to play today is a prelude by Chopin. And of course, Chopin was very sick throughout a lot of his life. And at the time that he was writing some of these preludes, he was actually suffering from tuberculosis. And he went to Mallorca and was quarantined there. And because no one wanted anything to do with him and they didn't want to get sick, he basically was living in a monastery at the edge of the island. So he was kind of isolated. And I think some of these preludes show that, the sort of, you know, need for expressing something but not being able to actually be in contact with other people. So that's why I chose it. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you all at the end.
Wow.
Thank you all so much. Speaking of doing our best, my computer broke, so I'm on the iPad, but I hope it picked up well.
It did.
Thank you, Javor. Thank you, everyone, so much.
It did, Bryan. It was beautiful. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for that. All right. Our next performer will be Christine Carter on the clarinet, and she'll be playing. We'll be playing a video of her with her trio, Iris Trio. So, Christine, if you'd like to tell us a few words about that.
Hi, everyone. It's so special to see everyone's faces. Like everyone else, I was just so happy and also tearing up and hearing also these beautiful performances by everyone who I was at iHouse with at the same time. It's just so special. So these times obviously require us to make music in new ways. And the videos I'm presenting are with my trio, the Iris Trio. And the trio was supposed to come to Canada. We were going to do a performance together about a week ago live. That was the plan anyway, over a year ago. And of course, that wasn't possible. And so we had to find a new approach. So the pianist and violist at the time, the violist is usually based in New York City. The pianist is based in Louisville, Kentucky. And then we all come together when we have projects. And at the time, the pianist and violist were both in Kentucky together. So they recorded these pieces by Bruch, which I'll tell you a little bit about, from Louisville. And they sent me the recordings. I practiced with the recordings. I sent them back feedback, like, yes, this is great. Please fix the pitch on this note, Molly, or you'll leave me in the dust. Things like that. So I gave some feedback. They re-recorded tracks, and then I recorded on my side. So it was quite a process putting it together. And as Javor was saying, also with Pavlina, it's so much harder playing with tracks than playing live. So anyway, the three of us finally put this together almost 4,000 kilometers apart. And it's two pieces by Max Bruch. They were written in 1910. And the pieces, they're really salon chamber works. So in the spirit of our iHouse Salon nights. And they're very much hard on the sleeve kind of pieces. And I think all three of us in the trio were feeling very much this way at the time. So we're playing the sixth and the last of Bruch's 8 pieces. The first one you'll hear is called Nachtgesang, or Night Song. And the last one is a moderato.
Beautiful, Christine. Bravo.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you. That was really, really beautiful, and incredibly difficult what you did to record in such a way and make it so perfectly aligned. I'm really, really impressed by that. And
Thanks
it's also really, really touching to see the auditorium chairs in the back with caution tape, covered and stowed away in a way. And I must say, I must say how difficult it was for all of us musicians last year in March when all this happened. As a musician, your life is the contact with people. It's your life is about halls packed, jam-packed with audiences and people right next to each other. And this is what we thrive on, sharing the music with such intimate environments. And when all this happened, for most of us, our entire world fell apart. I don't know if that is how some other people who have similar professions felt, but it was really, really depressing. And at first, when this happened last year, I wasn't able to focus on anything. I just wasn't practicing at all or doing anything with music for about a month. It was just a state of shock. And those of us who were lucky, we were able to teach or record. We gradually returned back to these kind of virtual events. But for a while, there was just this emptiness and nothingness. And that was really, really hard. But then when that first initial shock waned, I think for me what happened was a period of incredible creativity because I realized I was suddenly free from constraints of concerts and deadlines and set programs and decisions made by other people and what I need to play. And I started to learn pieces that I wanted to learn. I started to read through all the Beethoven sonatas, all the Chopin etudes, all the Bach preludes and fugues, all these things I always wanted to do. I had the time to really devote myself to the things that mattered to me, things I really wanted to do. And so one of these pieces that I've learned this past year was Debussy's L'Île Joyeuse, the Island of Joy, and that's the piece I'm going to play for you now. It's a really fun piece, as the title says. It was inspired by a painting by Antoine Watteau, which is the embarkment for Cythera or Kythera, which is a Greek island, allegedly the birthplace of Venus, the goddess of love. So this piece is about love and about the embarkment to this incredible journey of love. And as you know, some of you may know, and not all of you, but this past year has brought a lot of love to me. I got married to the love of my life, Whitney Fuller, who is not an iHouse person, but she is in spirit. And we are expecting a little baby girl in July. So without further ado, let me play for you Debussy's The Island of Joy. And let this joy let this island of joy bring joy to all of us all around the world. right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. What a fun piece to play. And what a wonderful thing to share all of this with all of you guys. Our next performer is actually an actual current iHouse resident. We will have Ethan Fisher joining us directly from iHouse. Ethan, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan Fisher. It's good to be with you. So many great performances. I'm a current iHouse resident studying at Manhattan School of Music, and with me here is Brandon Choi playing trumpet. And we're just going to do a short improvisation for you, but it's really so great to hear everyone. And we are currently at Manhattan School of Music, so maybe this room looks familiar to you, but thanks for coming, and I hope you guys enjoy.
was amazing. That was amazing, you guys. Thank you so much. And if you can tell us a little bit, it was an improvisation, right? You completely improvised.
Yeah, we had a song in mind, but we always completely leave it. So there's always a backup plan, but it was very. We did not follow the plan. But
That's wonderful. That's how life is, and that's why it's so special. Many of our participants said in the chat that they love the sound and the atmosphere and how touching and magical it was. And there was also a really important question: how are you able to play the trumpet through your mask? Do you have a hole there, or?
Yeah, actually, there is a small hole that the mouthpiece fits into.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of a mask, then, doesn't it?
I know, but there's through the embouchure most times there's air escaping through the sides, and this is what it catches. So.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, I'm glad you were able to do it and safely, hopefully. Good. So that's awesome, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. I think for all of us alumni, it's so interesting and exciting to hear new, fresh iHouse people doing new things, the things we did a long time ago. And good luck on your studies and on your journey through iHouse and New York in this difficult time.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so our next performer will be Florian Hoefner with his trio, Florian Hoefner Trio, with another pre-recorded piece called The End of the Tunnel. So Florian, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about The End of the Tunnel in your experience.
Sure. First of all, I just want to say how lovely it is to see everyone, all those familiar faces from so many years back. And thank you, Javor, for putting this together. This is so wonderful. Yeah, I submitted a piece for this that I put together for a project that included three pieces total. And the goal was to do the whole production myself, learn new digital skills. So I learned how to record, how to mix, edit, and master, and how to do the video recording for this project. And it features two dear friends from my New York times who play in my quartet, but one of them, the bassist, is in Australia right now, and the drummer is still in New York. And so if anything in the pandemic, one of the nice things was to be able to connect with some far-flung friends this way with digital projects. Of course, this was a challenge since this piece included large stretches of improvised music. So we used the process of sending tracks back and forth multiple times. So everyone played multiple times over the existing tracks from the other people. So like I would play first, and then the drummer would do his part, the bassist would do his part, then I would do a new part, send it to the drummer, he does a new part, bassist does a new part, so that everyone had a chance to react to the pre-existing stuff, right? The trouble with these kinds of isolated recordings is that there's no live interaction going on. So we try to bypass it this way by at least having a chance to react in a one-way manner to what was there before. The piece is an original composition that I wrote about a year ago when the pandemic started. Everything shut down. I had a lot of time in my hands, so I wrote a bunch of new music. The title is self-evident. Little did I know that the end of the tunnel was going to be so far away when I wrote this a year ago, and that we'd still be doing Zoom concerts a year after. But anyway, this is the benefit, to get to see all of you and to have this virtual salon night. And I hope you'll enjoy this piece.
Thank you, Florian. It sounds like an incredible work process of gradually getting to that final product. So kudos for that. All right, let's hear Florian's. Wow, Florian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I must say, when you sent me this video and I listened to it, it immediately became a earworm. It got into my ear and I couldn't get it out. It was so catchy and so incredibly cool. I really, really loved it. And the way that melody changes at the very end of the song and becomes somehow less verklempt and more happy and optimistic. That's so beautiful. I hope that the end of the tunnel is near for us with this piece. Thank you for that, Florian. That was great. Okay, and now we have one final piece, which is quite an incredible feat and experience, I must say. I'm so happy and so proud that we can show this. And we will have Raehann Bryce-Davis performing a piece by Ayanna Witter-Johnson. And this video that they've made has garnered some quite incredible prizes all over the world from film festivals and so on. And maybe Raehann can tell us a little bit about it, or Ayanna, if she's still there. I know Ayanna had to go for some other meeting at 1. She was with us briefly. But Raehann, if you could tell us a little bit about this, that would be amazing. Let's see if our Raehann is here.
Ayanna's still there.
Ayanna's still there. Ayanna, if you can unmute yourself. Go ahead. Hi.
Hi, I've actually got 2 Zooms on at the same time. I'm cheekily
Multitasking.
I'm multitasking. I'm sorry. This has been so moving. Javor, thank you so much for letting me know and for programming such a beautiful, really moving and inspiring concert. It's so good to see so many of you. I'm definitely gonna have a cry afterwards. I won't cry now. But I will. So let me just tell you a little bit about Brown Sounds. So Raehann Bryce-Davis is an incredible mezzo-soprano who lived in the house with us. She also studied at Manhattan School of Music. Many of you will know Raehann, and she asked me to compose something for her final recital. She said that she wanted me to use Brown Sounds, which is a poem by an African-American writer called Henry Dumas, who died aged 33 in 1968, I believe, so quite some time ago. And he had this poem called Brown Sounds. She said, what do you make of it? Please set it. And I found it very evocative and lyrically quite full of sort of sensory pleasure in a way. And it was a real treat to set it to music. It's just for mezzo-soprano and piano. And I don't know, some years later, fast forward to the pandemic, Raehann said, can I sing it again? I said, sure. So she did a Facebook live stream in the summer. And then she was like, I'm going to put a team together. I'd like to make a video. And it turned into this extraordinary project that the LA Opera sort of premiered the 26th of March. So premiered it. And since then, it's won some awards. It's won Best Music Video at the New York International Film Awards, Best Music Short Film at another festival and another festival in Cannes. So she's really run with this project. I'm delighted that it has another life. So this is Brown Sounds.
Thank you, Ayanna. Ayanna is so humble, but the awards are quite impressive. And when you see the video, you will also know why. So please enjoy Brown Sounds.
Brown
Like the first time you saw grapes and tasted them and learned the color blue. Brown sound, cream milk echoes like the first time you saw bees and tasted gold and learned the honey tongue. Brown sound, Africa pulses like the first time you exploded between legs and heard drums and learned the message of rhythm love. Brown sound, America pulses like the first time you saw that wild, crazy horse running through painted deserts, and you learned the brown sound, black outline like the first time, like the first time. The first time is the last time, like that.
Wow! Woohoo! Yeah!
Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you. Javor, maybe do you want to put the link in the group? I don't know if it was the same for everyone.
No, it was
Oh,
a little
that's
bit.
fine then.
Yeah. No, I will
That's
absolutely put the link because why not? And by the way, all of our artists, if they wish, they can put a link to their website or their, whatever they are up to these days, so that you can find them and hear more of their work. Here is Brown Sound's link in the chat so you can go and hear it yourself. This is directly from YouTube. So thank you, Ayanna and Raehann. That was just magnificent and so touching and so beautiful. Everybody, really, thank you for participating. Thank you for being here and listening to all the audience members. I really, truly enjoyed this, and judging by the comments in the chat, I think everyone was very touched. So thank you for being here. Thank you all. This is it. This is our program. If you'd like, you can stay a little bit and chat with anyone who remains. And if you'd like to stay in touch with International House, of course, International House alumni is very welcoming and happy to have more of you. And if you'd like to participate in one of these salon nights, in the case we make another one, which I hope we will, because we need more of this kind of events, I think please email me directly. My email is, I'm going to write it down here. That's my email, javorbracic@gmail.com. Let me know what you'd like to play, something in the span of 5 to 10 minutes. And I'd love to have all of you, every one of you, and oops, wait. I am sending messages. I see. I was sending a direct message. Sorry for all the technical stuff. This is the first time for me hosting this kind of big event, so I'm also learning as we go. Here we go. That's my email. So you can send an email to me if you'd like to participate and make another salon night happen. And of course, when it does happen, if it does happen, we will let all of you know and make sure you're there and hearing all the amazing iHouse talent from all the years ever and forever.
I did not expect what was happening throughout the whole thing. I had goosebumps through every piece, and it happened. So thank you for taking the time, and congratulations for becoming a daddy. So that's all.
Thank you. Yeah, I must say it's interesting how the recordings and the live performances differ, and it was just so. The sound quality, of course, is much better with a recorded piece, and it's so beautifully crisp and clear and impressive. But also live performances are, for me, even more special because it's somehow happening right now, right there somewhere in the world for all of us, and that's special too. Even if the sound is not perfect, but there's a sense that that we are really doing it at the same time, almost, with that little bit of latency. Okay, and yes, the recordings. If you would like to, hear the recording, that will be shared with you. Thank you so much, and if you'd like, stay a little bit and chat. But I think for today we are all done. Thank you.